What's up, guys? So today we're going to do something a little bit different. So I have Fairy Tail chapter 367 here, and the deal is I've already read the first 10 pages, and that leaves 10 more pages to read. So I'm going to be doing a discussion on the first 10 pages, and then do a review discussion on the last 10 pages while reading them out for the first time live to you guys, so you get the full experience of these last 10 pages, assuming there are 10 pages, which in Fairy Tail's case there's usually more. So from what I've read so far, um I I still don't think that Ice Demon Slayer is a bad person. Why? Because he could have easily slaughtered what's his name, Natsu, right there. But then again, has anyone actually died in Fairy Tail? Probably not. Regardless, though, at least no major or supporting characters have really died in Fairy Tail, despite almost 400 chapters. Regardless, though, we have Natsu being unfrozen, stripped of his clothing, and placed into the dungeon. And this brings up the final question: why? They could have just slaughtered them all. Putting aside the fact that it is Fairy Tail, another reason could be the fact that they're kept alive for torture and questioning. And I definitely think it adds a little bit of darkness to this manga, because in fact, um I mean, it adds a tiny bit of darkness to a manga, which makes it a little bit more mature and a little bit better for a reader like myself. um and so I like the new sort of direction it's going slightly, um because for me, I feel like it was a little bit too happy-go-lucky so far. Finally, we get to this, the leader of the Eurasian Sace, and I find it more and more clear, especially with the depictions of her in this chapter, that she is a human. She's in her human form, at the very least. Why? Because her mask is now drawn in a way where her mouth hole and eye holes are so large that you can see tremendous areas of her skin. So she has to be a human, which in my opinion is it's a little bit bad, because I kind of liked her in that sort of Frieza-esque from Dragon Ball Z sort of depiction with the wings on her helmet. So that's sort of moot now. Other than that, in the first 10 pages, not much else has really happened. They're still trying to figure out how are they going to get out of here. uh, and yeah, they're naked, but that's pretty much it. The next 10 pages, let's read them real quick now for the first time. Page 11. I shall see to it. I am preparing a story befitting those fairies' last days. Come, Selah, it has been a while since I took care of you, Kyoka-sama. Then we see a panel with Jalal on the floor fighting a few members of the Eurasian Sace. And I guess what she's saying here is, I'm preparing a story befitting those fairies' last days. So I believe they've pretty much got it done, assuming they can kill Jalal, which means this thing automatically activates, and then it will set off what appears to be like an atomic bomb that only kills magic people. And I know this is getting super nerdy, and don't ask me how I know this, but this likens to the I think it's called like the blue bomb in the Star Wars book series. Yeah, this is getting really nerdy, but long story short, it's a bomb that only kills Jedi. Anyhow, so I don't think it's going to be so easy. I think Jalal is going to get out alive. I mean, it's so obvious. They make it sound like so easy. Yeah, we're just going to kill Jalal. He'll be easy to find. And from there, we'll just kill all the fairies all the mages in the country, and we're good to go. First off, it didn't even seem like Jalal would have been able to be found had it not been for him showing up voluntarily. Like, what possible way could they have had for finding Jalal, or even having some sort of clue to where Jalal is? So, okay, Page 12. Jalal, stay back, Meredy, but you can't possibly by yourself. I must do it myself. I won't let you mess with our freedom. I won't let anybody. So they're fighting still. Basically, oh, okay. Excuse me. The Orasian Saints were that's the guild that just got released from jail, which is what Jalal is fighting now. So far, it seems like they either got a lot weaker or Jalal got a lot stronger, because he's taking them all on fairly well. So there's a lot of punches being thrown. The chains that once bound us are no more, and a lot of feathers fly out of her bosom. And my computer froze. Anyhow, so yeah, forgive that what I said about Orasian Saints before. What I meant was the Dark Guild, that houses the demons. Page 14. Our past began in a dark tower. We believed we had been saved by Brain, but that was but a false freedom. Torn from each other, cursing the world, we were nothing more than pawns meant to seal zero. Now finally true freedom lies before us. I shall free you. Your freedom is still but a lie. And it seems like Jalal has come here, and he landed a punch straight into this Orasian Saints member's face, the guy who's really fast. And so it will stay as long as you remain taken by darkness. And so they continue fighting, but now some of them have frozen in shock. All of a sudden, we have the leader of the Orasian Saints, or the once leader, who was knocked unconscious from the previous chapter. This is another thing I don't understand about Fairy Tail. They always make it seem like it's a killing blow, but they never kill anyone in Fairy Tail. So obviously, like, what was his whole point in doing that? Of like knocking out the leader and saying, you betrayed us and you were always a hindrance. And then they just knock him unconscious and leave by themselves. Because like he's just gonna wake up in like 10 minutes and then like seek revenge or something. So that's what he does now. They've been delayed, so they're still in the same spot, but now the leader has woken up and his eyes turned dark. So that obviously means he has switched over into his dark or alter ego form, which is a lot stronger. However, even in his dark ego form, he's still weaker than Natsu was back in the day when Natsu defeated all of them. So from here we have page 17, and it says, I'm sorry, we went to ex-chairman's house, but Urza, Mira, Natsu, and Happy were nowhere to be found, and my nose isn't good enough to track them. What the hell is going on? I hope they're alright. If only we knew where Tartaros was, we could launch a counterattack. Gajeel, can't you go to the ex-chairman's house and search for the scent? If this brat couldn't do it, neither can I. And he's rubbing the girl who is the wind dragon slayer, and she says, I'm so sorry, which doesn't make sense to me because Natsu was able to sniff it out. So does that mean Gajeel is weaker? We know this girl is weaker, but Gajeel as well. Maybe Gajeel just made a wrong inference there. Besides, a person's scent doesn't linger for that long. Oh, okay, that explains it. I'm also worried about Lisana and Elfman. We haven't been able to reach them at all. What about the guys that went after the other ex-council members? Nothing. Tartaros. Is there really nothing we can do to get our hands on information about their headquarters? I found it. I found their headquarters. And then Happy flies in, all ruffled up and really dizzy. Happy, Kya, Urza and Mira got captured, and the ex-chairman is a traitor, and Natsu and I and... breathe. I. So this is a good development, but I really feel like it was true. Like they probably wouldn't have been able to find anything had Happy not escaped that fight. Because I mean, Tartaros is one of those unknown dark guilds in like the unknown area of the fairy tale universe where it's really sketchy and nothing much is known, and they're all really strong. I can't believe it. The ex-chairman is aligned with Tartaros. How did Urza and Mira get captured? Also, and then there's a flashback. Don't you dare utter that filthy name. And then nothing. Natsu also got captured. I wanted to save him, but myself, I didn't think I could. I'm sorry. So, why didn't Happy here tell Gray about that reference? There is no con to telling Gray. It may provide information that may help Gray fight this guy in the future. So I see no logical reason why Happy didn't do that. I think it was just a stupid thing that Happy decided to do. Happy, don't blame yourself. Tell us where their hideout is. Okay, so fairly solid so far. How did Urza and Mira get captured? Oh yes, they were drugged. So therein lies one of the big problems with a lot of manga series. It's like the whole problem with the DBZ theories. You know how like with DBZ, like they're so strong, right? Then therein lies the question: what if you kick them in their balls? It's kind of like the same thing here. It's like the fairy tale members are so strong, but if you manage to get them to eat something that is drugged, they will just lose the fight. Which begs the question: in all walks of manga, despite anyone's superpowers, technically isn't deception and logic and intelligence and trickery stronger in certain ways than any amount of superpower? Anyhow, I'm getting pretty nerdy here. Page 21. Their bases move around. It's on this weird square island type thing. You see, okay, so then you see like a cube of land that is floating above the clouds, and then the land has areas of sea. So it's kind of that's kind of unique. Moves around. Does that mean we can't pinpoint their true location? How many pages is this? 25. Happy, do you know its approximate location or where it's hiding? We came from behind here and it was going this way. Leave it to me. I'll calculate their course of travel. I promise you I'll find out where they are. Hurry, Levy. Everyone else get ready to invade. I left Natsu behind. That's not true. You did your best to save anyone. Isn't that right? Elfman, you're okay after all. Where's Lisana? Elfman comes in, not injured, but really scared. Heh. Corrupted by demons, Elfman makes his return. His enslaved intention points to destruction. Fairies should be broken from the inside out, wouldn't you agree? Dun 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 dun. And therein ends the chapter. So as far as the cliffhanger, it's nothing much to wonder about. Elfman is obviously being controlled, or maybe he's already been converted by Tartaros. There are other people being converted right now, but none so that I am that interested in. I'm interested to see if Urza gets converted. I find that it's kind of like, again, a DBZ reference. I read other manga too, but a lot of it just references DBZ. I think it references like the Majin Buu symbol, or the Majin symbol, not the Majin Buu symbol, where if you get it on your forehead, your power level increases dramatically, but at the same time you become corrupt and controlled by evil, unless of course you have strong enough will like Vegeta, so that you don't get taken over by this. I know it's getting super nerdy. If anyone watches this that I know of in real life, now you know how I am. Anyhow, yeah, American football. It's like I'm kidding. So that's about it. I'm really curious to see if Natsu or Urza get converted. But again, can they be converted? I think so. As long as they're strong enough, they should be. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. As always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.